Okay.
Good morning, class. I wanted to send you a video greeting. Klingar. I have a Klingon child. He speaks Klingon, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently. Anyway, writing assignment 1 was just submitted. If you haven't submitted it yet,
But Victoria lives there with you.
you should. Writing assignment 1 that was due yesterday.
Yeah, but when I turn my iPad really loud, Victoria smashes me.
She doesn't smash you.
Yeah, he did.
Alright, anyway. Writing assignment 2 is due next. Mateo, please, I gotta teach. It's a simple observation paper due in early November. All you're really aiming to do in writing assignment 2 is pretend to be an ethnographer in a small way. The ethnographic observation, you can think of that as naturalistic observation, if you prefer. Imagine you're a primatologist and you're observing primates in the wild. You know, these are primates. They are in the wild. They just happen to be people too. My point is that if you get too into the fact that they're people, you're going to forget about, a lot of the rich empirical evidence that you can observe. The biggest point about this assignment that I hope you learn is the difference between the difference between fact and opinion. That's what they learn in my kids' school here, but I don't know where this. I have some advice about that. It's like analysis versus observations, right? I'm most interested in your ability to observe, okay, and record what you observe. That's what I mean by the primates in the wild. If one of the subjects you're observing is crying, you write that they're crying. You can put in brackets, that you think they're crying because they're sad, okay? But you don't know that because you're not a mind reader. Shh. So you're going to, separate the observation, subject is crying, from your analysis of that observation, subject is sad, okay? Because the second part is conjecture, is just your opinion, it's not a fact. And that's the main thing that we're trying to separate out here. Can you distinguish fact from opinion, observation from analysis? Okay? And what I'm mainly interested in seeing is if you're able to separate out the two, to the extent that I really don't care about your analysis. I'm less interested, I'm really not interested in your opinion of what you think it means, what's going on. So you're not really the anthropologist going out to decipher the hidden behaviors of people at the coffee shop. Rather, you're the junior naturalistic observer trying to learn how to take good empirical notes. There are 2 parts to the assignment, the writing assignment 2. One part is observation, right? And the other part is context, I guess I call it. The observation is simply, you write what you see, okay? The context is you answer a couple of questions, 5 questions only. It used to be like 11 questions. I guess I've Made it smaller in my old age. Anyway, 5 questions. I'd like you to note that question 3, what are the stated and unstated rules regulating behavior in this setting, is the most important of all of the questions. Okay? Because, you know, the unstated rules regulating behavior, which are often very context specific, that is what culture is, okay, for most of us most of the time. You don't fart in public. Right?
Fart?
Poon.
Kinda.
Yeah, you don't poon in public. It's a Spanish word there. Mother speaks Spanish too. And we all just know that, right? Well, that's the point about if you're observing something, you have to forget about the fact that you know all these things and observe behavior, and from behavior, you can extrapolate things like those rules, you know? One student one time was doing an observation at a coffee shop, and they noted something interesting, that when there's only 2 people in the coffee shop and they don't know each other, rarely do they sit right next to each other. That's an interesting observation. It's very good. Most people wouldn't think of doing that, think of, noting that. It wouldn't occur to them. That's the kind of stuff that is the spice of naturalistic observation. So that sort of thing is the most interesting thing that you can be kind of. You can't really look for stuff like that. You have to be sensitized to the possibility of its existence. Another common question that comes up for writing assignment 2: should I make it all one big paper, mixing the parts 1 and 2? My answer is no. And is it like a normal paper where you need an introduction, conclusion, and introduction, main body, conclusion? No, it is a report. You don't need any sort of thing like that. If I want to know where you were and the particulars, I'll go to part 2 and look at question 1. So the first part is just the naturalistic observation. Just the raw narrative. That's what I want to jump right into. And honestly, again, what I'm looking for is, are you able to distinguish fact from opinion? Okay? If you want to include both, and most of us desire to include both, we can't help but not observe and analyze what we observe, fine, keep them both in there, but put a bracket, okay? Like a parentheses, but rather a bracket, a squared off bracket within your opinions of what you think it all means, that's cool. Do that. Just be able to separate it out in the normal paragraph, so with the naturally flowing paragraph, it's half bracketed. That's cool. That's how my field notes look when I write them. Okay, that's writing assignment 2. The other thing, you can start early if you want. Writing assignment 3, the ethics listserv discussion. Oh, sorry. That's an easy one. In that it's just a listserv discussion. It's what I often say is the best way to discuss ethics is like the ancient Greeks. You all lay around drinking in bathrobes and talking. That's kind of what the idea is about our ethics discussion. Okay, it's a group discussion. Some of you want to just finish this course off early, jump ahead of things, go for it. Take the lead on the ethics discussion, and you're done. So, yeah. Further questions? Keep on asking. I often don't get to them, but others in the class do, and I'm very, very grateful to those who do. And I will be rewarding you richly with bonus points. Okay, I think you've heard enough of me. Continue on with your great work, my friends.